The wind whipped sand against his face, stinging his eyes like shards of glass. Khalid's water skin had long since run dry, and the desert stretched ahead like an endless sea of gold and shadow. He squinted at the horizon, the sun melting into the sand when a figure appeared. Thin, wrapped in tattered robes, moving with a calmness that defied the harsh terrain. "Wait," Khalid called, his voice hoarse. "Are you lost too?" The figure didn't answer. It turned slightly, revealing a face half hidden beneath a hood, the other half pale, almost waxen, glinting strangely in the dying light. Loneliness pressed in on Khalid, sharp and suffocating. He stepped forward. I can share water. There's a well not far from here. Come." The figure paused but didn't speak. It simply moved, and Khalid, driven by dread and curiosity, followed. The sand swallowed their footprints almost as soon as they appeared. Hours passed. The sun sank, leaving a violet haze in the sky, and Khalid's throat burned. Finally, they reached jagged rocks, shadows stretching like black fingers across the sand. Khalid froze. Half-buried corpses lay scattered, skeletal hands clawing at the sand as though trying to escape. "By Allah," he muttered, staggering backward. The figure knelt beside a body, its hands, too long, too thin, nails tipped like claws working with terrifying precision. What are you doing?" A hollow dry laugh rasped from its throat. "Eating." Khalid's feet felt glued to the sand. The desert seemed to hold him in place. The creature straightened, turning fully toward him. Sunken eyes glimmered red in the moonlight, lips cracked and smeared with dark stains. "You shouldn't have followed," it whispered. Its voice was human, yet empty, hollow. I thought you were someone else," he stammered. "You were thirsty," it said. "Lonely. The desert makes men foolish, makes them hungry." The ghoul advanced, silent, predatory. Khalid smelled the rot before he saw it, sour, metallic, thick in the cold night air. His mind raced. If he ran toward the rocks, he'd stumble. Across the open sand, the ghoul would catch him. "Please," he begged. "I won't tell anyone." "I won't." "You will," the ghoul interrupted, grin widening, yellow jagged teeth glinting. "You'll see. You'll watch. You'll understand hunger. You'll join us." Khalid turned and ran. Sand swallowed his legs with every desperate stride. Behind him, the ghoul moved faster than any human could, gliding silently but relentlessly. He stumbled, fell, sand puffing around him. Scrambling to his feet, he saw a faint shimmer of another dune. If he could just reach it. Then a hand, cold, skeletal, clamped around his ankle, pulling him down. Khalid screamed, kicking. But the desert itself seemed to conspire with the creature. He looked up. The ghoul crouched above him, eyes glittering, mouth opening in a soundless snarl. "Look at them," it said, gesturing to the half-buried bodies. "They were like you once. Hungry. Thirsty. Alone." Khalid's chest heaved. I won't," he whispered. The ghoul's laughter echoed, high-pitched, shivering, like wind through dry bones. Then it lunged, fingers sinking into his shoulder. Pain flared, sharp and hot. He twisted, pushing it away, only to see its eyes flare red, teeth gnashing. "Why do you fight?" it hissed. "Hunger is inevitable. The desert, it chooses." Khalid realized, in a rush of despair, it was not just a ghoul. It was a predator shaped by the desert itself, an ancient, relentless force feeding on the lost. He scrambled toward a distant ridge. Every grain of sand resisted him. The ghoul was faster now, claws raking sand where he had been moments before. He grabbed a rock, throwing it blindly. It struck the creature's shoulder with a crack, but it barely faltered. Then he remembered desert stories. Ghouls cannot cross salt or fire. Desperation flared. He ran toward a dried-up salt bed, heart pounding, mind screaming. Reaching the salt, he drew a line with his fingers, stumbling across it. The creature skidded to a halt, hissing. Khalid's chest heaved, tears stinging, sweat mixing with sand. "You," the ghoul whispered, venomous. "You've delayed the inevitable." Khalid backed away slowly, eyes never leaving it. The desert wind howled, carrying the stench of the dead. Finally, he turned and ran along the salt beds until human settlements glimmered in the dawn. His body ached, skin blistered, throat raw, but he had survived. Even then, at night, when the wind stirred the sand outside his window, Khalid saw those eyes, remembered that grin. The desert would call again, and next time the goal would not be denied. The memory of the half-buried corpses haunted his sleep, and he never wandered the dunes alone again.